Okay. Well, yay!
Hello.
Welcome to another show where we blast music into an empty room.
I think, Trevor, you've always felt like, even when we had like a full theater filled with people, I think you always felt like it was useless to blast that song into the room.
No, I always really liked it. I always like coming out because there was nothing more clumsy of an introduction for a show than for one person to be behind a little mixing booth blasting the song. Well, one person comes out and dances like a distracting the audience kind of thing, and then I have to lower the volume. There's a moment of silence, and then I would come out and join you.
Yeah, but you've always liked it because it's clumsy, and I've always liked it because I just love coming out to the song and like doing a little dance so that it gets me warmed up for the show, and I think it's a good song.
It's a very good song. We should say hello, everybody.
Yes, hello. Sorry, we forget we're not alone.
Yeah, it's very easy to forget you're not alone when you're surrounded by your own show's logos everywhere you look. Behind me, in front of me, you guys are seeing it all. Just welcome, everybody. We are on both Facebook and YouTube. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we are. We're streaming in all platforms.
Exactly, and I will be posting this now. So this is we're Double XL. I'm Trevor.
I am Nacho.
And so we're an improv duo that we got founded here in Berlin back in 2016, if you can believe that, which isn't that nuts. We've been doing shows since that time until December, when we basically retired, and now only do shows online.
Yeah, because we realized that was the way the world was going to work.
Now, we got a little tip. We got a little birdie told us.
Tip, and I decided to part ways because I knew there's no point in doing shows in the same city anymore, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. With that. You're in Uruguay.
Yeah, I'm currently in Uruguay.
Yeah, I'm in Berlin. And the exciting part is that it doesn't really matter where you're watching the show from, because you can actually join us on this show. And so I'm going to push this in here now. First of all, there's a lot of exciting new things we can do with these live stream shows. We can feature fun comments from the chats on both YouTube and Facebook. So here's one from Michelle with one L. She says, "Nacho's hat matches the logo."
Thank you for noticing. It's purposeful.
Yeah. So that's really exciting. Thank you, Michelle with one L, for that observation. We also have a nice wave from Martin. Hi, Martin. Martin. I'm not sure.
Martin.
So thank you for waving at us.
I have already one conclusion of this messages thing. I think it's the best time to highlight your profile picture. Like when you put Michelle's picture there, it was like boom, you know.
It's like very distinct. You're front and center. So if anyone's watching this, now is a good time before the show really gets going to update your profile picture to whatever you want. And I'm being told to feature something from. Is this what you, Josh? Is that what you wanted me to feature? You said you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Not going to delete it.
A bit more cartoonish. It's a great way of representing yourself, I guess.
Yeah. And then Michelle's back with another one, photo by Amanda King. with the credit. So I'm glad we featured.
Basically, we have a show where we're promoting profile pictures. If anybody wants to change their profile picture to something cool and is really pushing that picture into the stream, we can provide.
That's not the only thing that we're capable of doing with this show. We also can do this. I just posted in the chat just now that if you want to call in, you can be part of our show. If you click on that link, you'll join the broadcast studio. How cool is that?
Yeah, this is just like being on TV, everyone. Like, it's amazing.
We're broadcasting more. We have more reach than TV. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how many people are watching on either Facebook or YouTube. It's kind of hard to try to keep track of that while we're doing this show.
But you remember those good old days, Trevor, when there was a show, a famous call-in show that would say like call in 011 like Twitter or something, right?
Yeah, right. Those classic call-in shows.
Yeah.
You call in 011 Twitter.
011 Twitter, just by chance, because Twitter was the actual substitution of the numbers. That was just by chance. But here now you have, like, if you want to call in, just go to https colon
/ StreamYard.com
/7KX3QVC PZP. I mean, just like the good old days.
It's beautiful. And so I don't know exactly. I think we have a limited number that we can have in this waiting room kind of thing, but we already have one person calling in, and that's really exciting. Nacho, are you ready to just like bring anybody in? I think the person.
I think we can wait a little bit. Let's see.
We're gonna wait a little. Okay, we'll wait a little bit. We do have one person in the waiting room. That's really exciting. I think the person we won't reveal who they are until they come in, but they've been waiting a while, it seems. So
yeah, I think we need to like first like maybe check in with ourselves and like catch up the audience with what the show is about, I guess.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. So we mentioned we're an improv duo, right? So this is an improv show. It's an improvised show, I guess.
It's an improvised show. I mean, none of this has been like predetermined. Beside
none of it. Yeah, believe it or not.
And anything can happen in the show. It's fully improvised. It can have like theater things. It can have like fun discussions with new people. And it is our show. Like this show is our show tonight. This stream is our stream tonight.
Yes, we should clarify. So previously, when we were doing the live show, it was XXL. This show is our show tonight, and the idea was if you're at the show, this was all of our show. Anything could happen. Then about a couple weeks ago, we did a version of this show, but we used Zoom. So it was XXL. This Zoom is our Zoom tonight. Now, fast forward to today. Where are we at in the world? A lot has happened since then.
Stream platforms like die and new ones a birth.
Exactly. So we are no longer using Zoom at this exact moment. Maybe we will go back to it at some point, but right now we're using this great StreamYard thing where we have all the fun kind of buttons and stuff I can press. And so this, I guess, is XXL. This StreamYard is our StreamYard.
It's our StreamYard tonight. Yeah.
Which I like. StreamYard is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like a yard. It's somewhere like summery where you can just hang out with your friends, enjoy a little barbecue, like play a little catch. You know, it's our yard. I think it's our first show that is.
Let's say this is our yard tonight, then.
Yeah, it's a yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a yard-like quality tonight. We have a yard-like quality, and maybe the show takes us somewhere in a yard-like direction. So the show can evolve very easily. So it's up to you guys and to us and to enjoy this yard we have today set up.
Yep, and I will say though, just as one thing, and we won't have to talk much about it, although maybe I'll keep putting in the chat. A lot has gone on in the world, a lot of very troubling things, none of which really make anyone feel particularly good, and it's very hard to know what to do. And I don't personally know what to do, but I decided to make another donate. I made several donations over the course of the past couple of weeks, and I decided I'd make another one tonight. And anyone who's watching, if they want to match my donation, I guess it's a donation match challenge. I don't know if anyone will do it, but I have donated $25 to the Marsha P. Johnson COVID-19 Relief Fund, which goes out to different Black trans folks to help them with COVID relief, because COVID's not going away anytime soon, and we don't have to dwell too much on that.
Yeah, I think like if anybody can support any cause that you seem fit that is anti-racist and contributing to fight this systemic oppression, and also even to fight COVID, I think it's a good deal. So
yeah, and so you can check out the link right there. Pretty simple.
We have a link for that.
Bit.ly and MPJI-donate now. I can also drop that in the chat, and then I think we can get the show kind of moving along.
Let's do it. Let's get ready to enjoy the yard.
I'll do that. And yeah, so I guess let's bring in our first person that we're going to talk to here.
Let's do it.
And Dries, hello.
Yeah, but first of all, very, very honorable donation. I will certainly match it, but I'm also calling because I have a little bit of bone to pick with you guys.
Okay, hold on. Slow down. Let's slow down.
I'll slow down.
You have a bone to pick.
We got it before this is our show. I understand. Like it's confusing. Is it your show? Is it my show? Is it Nacho's show? Is it anyway? It's our show, so we got to work on this together. So I don't want to come in too hot with this bone picking situation.
But do I put my camera on, or do I just leave my picture?
I'm gonna let you leave the picture because this picture is incredible.
Your picture is amazing. I think like it contributes already to the theme of the show.
Thank you.
Pictures in a yard, and I have to say also a bone very fitting to a yard, Dries. Like great metaphor. Like already like you're fitting in theme. I love it. Okay, so.
Yeah. So you said you'll match the donation. That's very great to hear, Dries. Thank you. So what's your bone to pick with us then?
I have not been calling in for a long time, weeks. I've not called in for weeks.
Okay.
And that's because I feel every time I call in, you guys only get me on this platform to make fun of me. And I found out about this because my brother sent me a YouTube video of me on your show talking about stories of my mother. And he said that people on YouTube are uploading these stories and they're just making fun of me. And then I realized that the only way that I'm on the show is because you guys make fun of me. That's my first bone to pick.
Hold on a second. Let's address the first bone, please.
Okay.
If you have multiple bones, when you said it at first, you said I have a bone, not multiple bones.
This is a skeleton, Dries. Like this is a series of bones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Organized.
We got a whole body we got to work with here.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rich. We're gonna sweep it all under the rug now. Okay. I'm talking about. I've been calling into the show for years now. I've always given my 2 cents, but apparently you guys have just been making fun of me the whole time.
Okay.
Without me know, so I stopped calling. That's what it is. I stopped calling. You have noticed that maybe for weeks I haven't called anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Nacho, please.
Yeah, I think just like good paleontologists, we should like slowly undig this skeleton. I don't know, Trevor, where do you want to start undigging and addressing this skeleton of challenges that Dries has thrown out?
Well, Dries, I'm sorry that this has happened to you. That you feel that people have you've been calling in and people have been making fun of you. I just want to say that. I think you may be calling into the wrong show.
You know what my therapist says?
What's that?
I want to know.
She says that you guys are infatuated by me. That's why you want me on the show. That's why you make fun of me because deep down, you're infatuated. That's what she says. Her words.
Dries, let me just address this. Is there any chance? Thanks, Michelle. Is there any chance that you might be confusing our show? This show is our show tonight, or this Zoom is our Zoom tonight, with any other talk show on the internet. I want to throw it out there.
I'll give you my second bone. It's only 2 bones.
Okay.
Okay.
So
skeleton number 2. Okay, here we go.
Apparently, some guy called in last week asking about me, and then one of you guys mentioned the company I work for. Now, for the last week, I've been having phone calls, and from strange people, and I didn't know who until one of them said, "Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Trevor rules, Nacho rules," and then I knew.
Wait, I drew.
So hold on a second.
What? No. Okay, I see where this is going, Dries. You're trying to not only you're trying to ruin our show and challenge our show with all these bones, but now you say Trevor rules and I drool. So you're putting one against each other? Are you trying to break this whole thing? What's going on?
One of your listeners who called to my company, by the way, I'm a systems administrator. I shouldn't be taking calls from outside, but my boss said they kept calling and asking for me, and I was polite enough to take those calls. And one of those men, and he did not sound like an intelligent person, he said, one of you drools, the other one rules. I don't remember who drooled, but I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
Okay, but I think that's the key issue, Dries. I think we cannot move forward until we know which one rules and which one drools. I mean, I don't know if you. Apparently, you say you've been following our show for quite a bit, but with Trevor, like in this show is our show tonight, we've always had like a serious competition between us. And I mean, like you're throwing here kind of like a bomb. You're throwing a little bit of a bomb here.
I mean, a bit of a bomb, right? Not a bone. This is not a bone you're throwing at us.
Yeah, this is a serious bomb. So
an accusation that we need to find an answer to.
Yeah, Dries, you need to help us figure out which one of us drools and which one of us rules.
I'll come out and say this, that I do drool from time to time. Does that make me the one who drools? Am I the one who drools in that case? Because I drool from time to time? I don't know.
Okay, Trevor, but are you sleeping when you're drooling?
No.
Okay, that's something. Because if you were sleeping when you were drooling, I mean, we couldn't blame you, like, because you're not conscious. You don't know what you're doing. So you drool while you're awake. That's what you're saying?
Sometimes. Yeah, no, it's not an always thing, but it happens sometimes.
I think the question is, people are calling me on my job, and they're yelling, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom! The name of your show. That's what they're yelling at me. You guys mentioned the place where I work, and now I'm getting all these calls, and that was my second bone.
Can I ask you a question, Dries? Like, can it be that actually you're not getting calls from somebody saying Zoom, 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 but that since everybody is kind of in lockdown, in pandemic, and like there's a lot of like online conferences going on and online meetings, maybe you're just getting Zoomed a lot because you have like a lot of people that want to Zoom with you as an administrator, and that's what the deal is? You're just getting a lot of Zoom requests?
Is that possible?
Is that possible at all?
Have you seen The Fisher King?
Okay.
No,
Trevor.
I haven't seen The Fisher King. How does it relate to this story, though?
It's about a man who got pestered on a radio show.
Oh,
I see.
So
the problem is you think this is a radio show.
Yes.
No,
yes.
This is a StreamYard. We're in a yard right now.
We're in a yard.
I feel nobody's taking responsibility here, but okay. I'm just gonna.
I think like I like where this is going, Dries. I think like there's definitely a bone here. I mean, even though this is a yard and you have failed to acknowledge that it is not a call, this is a yard. But I have to say, like, let's do something, Dries, to settle this. At least let's Trevor and I will watch or will read The Fisher King.
We'll read The Fisher King.
We'll read The Fisher King. And we'll settle this. We'll figure it out because, like, right now, I don't know exactly where you're coming from, but maybe, like, with a bit more of an informed opinion, we might be able to settle this.
I think so. Well, Dries, do you have a third bone to pick? Because
no, that was it.
Well, Michelle pointed out, I'm not going to speak for her, but rule of three, Dries. It's a comedy show. There must be a third bone, according to Michelle with 1 L.
Do you wanna make up? So just so that the audience is like, so I have no idea who Dries is.
I believe I know Dries. Yes,
I think Trevor knows who Dries is. But that's fine. Dries, do you have a third bone to pick that you want to concoct?
I set my piece now. I've set my piece.
Okay. Well, in that case, thank you so much for being part of our StreamYard.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy the show. I really apologize if there's been any misunderstandings in which you think we have somehow been making fun of you on a show that we've been doing, which we haven't. But that's We'll figure it out. We'll read the Fisher King and we'll figure it out. So thank you, Dries.
Yeah, thanks for joining our yard, and thanks for throwing a bone for us to catch and play and throw around. We'll read this novel and we'll come back. We'll get back to you.
Yeah. So thanks. Bye, Dries.
Bye, Dries.
Okay. Wow, that was a lot of accusations being thrown around for a first call again.
Yeah, and I think we got closer to figuring out which one rules and which one drools, but I don't know. I have to say, I've been known to not rule quite a bit. I've been known to let myself just be taken along and not. I'm not a person with rules.
So you're interpreting the rule as that you rule as in you are a leader. Yeah,
as a ruler, in a way, right?
Interesting. Because for me, I interpreted that when someone rules, another person rules, it means that there's they're cool, that they rule. They're a good, cool person.
I think I meant it. I think if they're using the word rule, which is they are in charge. I mean, I agree that it's about coolness, but they are kind of in charge with their coolness, right? They rule. And I don't see myself as that kind of person that really provides rules for other people or takes charge. So I don't know if I can be the rule guy.
I see.
Yeah.
We don't have anyone waiting. Again, reminder, Trevor, this is a show you can call in. This is our yard that you can enter.
Yeah.
I just want to pop that back up there. You want to call in?
People, our theme today is it's profile pictures and yards and
bones so far. If you have a bone to pick with Nacho, I mean, actually, that's fine. I'm open to that.
Yeah.
You know what? There's so much going on in the world. I'm open to if you have a problem with me or Nacho and you want to air it out. Come on, let's do it.
Just
so make sure you can call in here.
Yeah, bring your bones. Call it at https /streamyard.com/7kx3qvzpzp.
And make sure you keep your camera off. If you have a nice profile picture avatar like Dries did, that was pretty cool. I have no idea.
We have a beef here with you, Trevor. Berlin Stand-Up School has a beef with your monitor here. Some bone.
Let's see. So Berlin Stand-Up School says, Trevor, how come the monitor behind you isn't flickering? Sorry if that's already been asked. I don't think this is a beef, Nacho. Do we need to define what a beef is for you?
I don't know. Or isn't this a bone? Aren't they saying hey, Trevor, hey, how come your monitor isn't flicking?
I think this is a technical question that they're actually impressed with me. And if we're going to be completely honest, I have no idea why the monitor is not flickering. I have the brightness all the way down. Maybe that has something to do with it. But at the same time, this is also Nacho's monitor, actually. So, Nacho, this beef might actually be your beef.
Oh my God! Somebody's got beef with my monitor. I don't know, guys. I just bought this monitor. Apparently, it doesn't flicker. Maybe it's a LCD or something. I don't know. Does somebody know about monitors? Can somebody talk about monitors right now?
Yeah, well, if anyone knows anything about monitors, feel free to, as Peter Talbot said, call in. Feel free to call in.
Okay, so just call in with your bones. This is where we're doing all the digging. We're uncovering those bones just with a little paint brushes, just like a good paleontologist. And so if you got a bone to chew on, call in.
Yeah, maybe Nacho, while we're chatting, do you have any bones to pick? With anybody, yourself, myself. Very pensive.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out if I have bones. I have other issues, but I think bones is not one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I started. Well, maybe we can just check in, Trevor.
Okay. Yeah, well, this seems like pretty good.
I think you would be interested in talking about. I started my first experimental cinema class yesterday.
Wow, that's very exciting news. Yeah, because our collaboration, through the evolution of our collaboration, you ended up becoming a bit of a filmmaker like myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just joined this class yesterday. Was the first part in Zoom, and it was pretty nice. We talked a bit about the experimental cinema, and people were shocked about my resume.
Wow. Because what is the background of most of the people in your class?
Yeah, cinema students.
Okay, but like young cinema students?
Yeah, young cinema students in like second year. And so they asked me like, okay, so Nacho, you're the only one that is not actually in the school and is taking this course. Yeah, what's up with you? And I was like, well, I'm a bit of a weird character. And she goes like, oh, we all are. And I will go like, okay, yeah. So I'm a doctor in neurobiology, and and they all start dying. Yeah, so it was fun. We watched a lot of like different short films. It was very, very interesting. And I'm starting to like, I have an exercise. I need to film something for next week.
And what do you use
My reflex. I'm going to use my reflex. But part of the fun of the course is that we're going to do 16 millimeters.
That's very cool.
And develop it ourselves. But if anybody has other ideas for something I could shoot for my Friday,
yes,
my homework, I'm open to ideas. Maybe the StreamYard can help me.
I mean, yeah. What a better place to workshop an idea for your film project than here? And it looks like we do have another person who has joined us, and already a very active participant in this show. So I want to welcome to the stream Michelle with 1L. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Michelle.
You're silent, Michelle.
Michelle, are you with us, Michelle?
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, this is weird.
Why? What's so weird about it? Yes.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, we'll hold on.
Yeah. We get a lot of demands from our call-in guests here. Yeah. They come right in hot with bones they want to pick with us. They tell us to hold on.
No,
it's not working here for I don't know how many minutes. Just let us know when you're.
Yeah, please let us. We have things we could do if you're not ready for us, Michelle.
Everyone can see and hear me, but I can't hear anything.
You can't hear us at all? I guess not. We hear you perfectly clear. We see your wonderful photo by Amanda King. Michelle? Michelle, this is not a nice way to join our StreamYard.
I mean, Michelle, we have a private chat, Trevor.
Okay. Well, maybe there's a private chat. We keep it private. Well, that's very weird, Michelle. I'm not sure why that would be the case that you can't hear us. So maybe you should.
Okay, well, then I could just talk without hearing you.
Okay, why don't you do that?
That's weird.
We'll tell you in the chat when to stop
like
talking.
For me. I don't know what to do. I have my headphones on. The mic. No, I had this.
Can you hear us now?
Michelle,
okay, you know what happened? For some reason, I had my microphone set as the speaker and my headphones set as the microphone.
Oh.
So
you basically were not you were hearing a very dulled version of the audio.
Yeah, and then it was weird because I had the live stream open. So then I saw you I heard you saying hello to me in the delayed live stream.
Mm-hmm.
But then I couldn't react, and then I heard myself not reacting. It was all very strange.
But you're here now, and we're able to communicate in real time. And isn't that actually kind of amazing?
Yeah, I bet this is more interesting for everyone.
Mm-hmm. So did you have a bone to pick?
Yeah, I was trying to think of what bones I have to pick. And I thought of Well, I thought of one for Trevor. That the case is still open, but the only thing I thought of with Nacho, I've already confronted him about. So.
Oh wow! Well, do we want to speak about that one, or is that private? This is a private bone.
No, maybe that one's not. Maybe it's not appropriate.
Yeah,
because we already talked about it.
Okay, well then I'm all game for you to talk about whatever bone you got to pick with me.
Remember when I lent you my power, what are those things even called?
Your power bank.
Yeah, my power bank.
Yes, I know where this is going.
What happened to it?
Okay, so I feel very bad. You've hit a really a lot of guilt. Okay. No, we're gonna deal with it. Okay.
Let's deal with it. I thought of a really good way to deal with it. Tell the audience what happened.
Yeah. So basically, I borrowed Michelle's power bank, which she was very kind enough to lend to me when I was going on a work trip, and unfortunately, my bag was lost during the travel by the airline, and I was unable to retrieve it, hence losing the power bank. And I, being a really bad person, had discussed this with Michelle, and she had said, oh, well, you could pay me the amount that it cost, which I'm forgetting exactly how much it was. And I think I, being a bad person, have still continued exactly a year later, to have not paid you. Is that correct? Is that the bone you wish to pick with me?
Yeah. So it was an old power bank. Like, it was something that my mom gave me for Christmas, and I didn't really know what it was, and I just shoved it in a drawer, and it was just like in a drawer for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. And then only like maybe 3 years ago, I realized what it was, and I started using it. It was really heavy, not really great, but it was really powerful. Like, it could charge a lot, I think. Mm-hmm. But I said to just give me $20, and you know what? I went and I bought myself a new one for like 50 euros. But I think what you should do is donate an additional $20 tonight, either to the same organization or another one, and then we can call it even.
Okay. That is a very good idea, and I will do that. I will absolutely donate to repay you for the thing. I don't think that's a good deal for you, and I still feel like I owe you, and we'll figure that out some other time.
No, you know what? This is fine. And what I'm also going to do is match your original $25.
Wow, that's amazing.
One. And then we can call it even, and we can bury this bone for good.
Wow. Okay. So just to recap, I lost your portable power adapter a year ago exactly. I failed to pay you back for an entire year.
Yeah, and I reminded you a couple times.
Yes, it's true. It's all true. It's all very true. I feel a lot of shame. And so your offer to me after a year, instead of adding interest to this, is that I add an additional 20 euros or dollars. I'll do dollars because I think that's what I donated with earlier. Do something, maybe the same thing or something else, and I will do that. I will definitely do that, and you will match the original donation. That's very nice.
Yeah. Then we can all come out of this feeling good.
Yeah.
Nacho, how do you feel?
You know what? I am going to match also both of your donations.
Wow. Well, you're going to match both of them, or are you going to match the original one of mine?
No, because Trevor is going to donate, Michelle is going to match, right? And I'll match also.
You'll match as well. Okay.
So when we make 3 new donations.
That's great. And just in case anyone's wondering where I donated to and where, if you want to join this match, I donated to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute COVID-19 Relief Fund, which specifically helps out Black trans people in the U.S. with COVID relief. Or maybe it's global. Actually, I'm not entirely sure about that. I didn't quite think about that. But anyway, yeah.
That was great. Thanks, Michelle. I'm a bit scared of figuring out my bone. But I have to say, I found very interesting your story. I think I think this idea of getting a gift from somebody, but you don't know what it's going to be useful for until like 3 years in the future, I find that very, very interesting.
Yeah. Maybe I should just flip it and ask Nacho. Nacho, do you have a bone to pick with either me or Trevor?
Wow. So are you? I mean, yeah. This is our yard. You have full control here.
I guess I'm not a bone carrier. You know, I don't carry bones with me in life. You know.
Guys, I'm sorry. Can I have to interrupt. Something very surreal and scary has just happened to me.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It appears that I have joined the stream as well from a different account. I don't know who this is. I'm a little nervous. Should I add the stream or should I wait?
But do you get do you see like a camera or something?
I see an avatar that is a photo of me. It could be someone pretending to be me. Now that I realize you could put whatever name you want in there. So we'll hold off. I'll join the chat in a minute. Okay, good. My fear of being hacked has subsided. But this is good. You were saying, Nacho?
No, I was saying that I'm not a bone carrier. I don't. I think I don't carry bones with me. I'm free of bones. You know. I'm trying to think if I have a bone with anybody.
Wow, what a blessed life.
Yeah, I don't know if it's blessed. Maybe I'm too distracted to even have bones. Yeah. Yeah, I'm mad at some people, but those are not bones. I'm mad at them. Like, seriously. And probably forever.
I mean, how is that not a bone?
I don't think that's a bone.
Because it's not for something specific. You just are completely angry at them as a person.
Yeah, I'm just unhappy with them as a person, I guess. It's just ash. It's not even a bone. It's gone.
Wow. Bones have to be burned at really high temperatures to turn to ash.
That is true, and weird that you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that's always on TV shows, and then someone says, that's weird that you know that.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's how I know that.
You've been in this situation many, many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle with 1L, thank you for joining us and being so active in our chat. Please continue to be active in the chat.
Yeah.
We've got
I'll keep it up.
plenty of exciting show left.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for motivating us to donate. And now we're gonna bring Trevor Silverstein, who maybe has a bone with himself.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
see. So let's.
Bye,
Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
Okay, so now this will be very interesting. Just to wrap anyone up, if you are curious, please look through the chat to see where to donate. There's a link in that, and there's also the link to join our yard if you want. So definitely do that. And now let's see what this is going to be. I'm a little curious. So hey, Trevor.
Yeah, hi Trevor. I have a bone to pick.
Whoa! Hold on a second.
That?
Trevor, whoever you are, that volume was insane. Was that crazy for you, Nacho?
Yeah, but did you hear what he said?
No, but all I heard was just a rush of noise, so I had to mute it very quickly.
Yeah.
So whoever is calling it, please adjust your volume there.
He said, I'm Trevor and I have a bone to pick within all the months.
I'm happy to have that Trevor back in, but please figure out what all that background noise is, okay?
Yeah.
Because that was just irresponsible, because this is a live stream. This is our live stream.
Yeah, we have a bone with your noise.
Yeah. And they just left a room, so maybe they'll be calling back in. I don't know who it was, but they're probably somewhere loud.
Wow.
If I had to guess, it could be someone then who's calling from Comedy Cafe Berlin, where the place that's kind enough to host us on this live stream.
Oh wait, are there people now in the Comedy Cafe Berlin?
Yeah, the Comedy Cafe Berlin is actually open. We both are currently not there, but this is on the screen at the Comedy Cafe Berlin.
Oh wow! Okay.
I imagine. So hello everybody. We are big. We're very big on the screen, aren't we?
Okay, I need somebody who is in the Comedy Cafe Berlin to call in to the show. I would be very, very happy to see the Comedy Cafe Berlin. And also, of course, Trevor Silverstein, if you're out there again and you fixed your sound, please call in, because we heard, I could hear you that you had a serious a bone with with Trevor Silverstein. So I'm very much excited about like self bones, like bones with oneself. So that would be cool. And if not, we'll just keep enjoying this yard.
Yeah. Let's paint a picture of the yard we've got here. Like what's in our yard, Nacho? What do we have?
So I think in a yard you gotta have like one of those you know this game that kids play where there's like a stick and there's a tennis ball that is tied to a string and then you just hit it and then it goes like and then you.
Yes. What is that called again? It's
That's cool, right?
a tether ball.
Tether ball.
Tether ball.
Nice.
Yeah. We have another caller, and this one.
Here we go.
This person is coming to us from all the way in Los Angeles, California. So please welcome Marissa.
Hey.
We have another caller, and this one. Here we go. You have to turn off the stream in the background, Marissa. From all the way in Los Angeles, California. So please welcome Marissa.
Oh, I'm waiting.
We have another caller, and this one. Here we go. You have to turn off the stream in the background.
Oh my God. We love Luke.
Turn off the YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, we love Luke though.
Oh, I'm waiting.
I mean, you can't have a Double XL show without Luke.
Very trippy, very trippy.
Okay.
Marissa, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Oh my God, yes. Whoa, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear your voice.
I feel like I called in on the radio show and they actually picked up the phone.
You had a lot of competition to fight through.
Did I win concert tickets?
Yes. Are you free in August of 2021?
Oh my God, I would love to see Nacho live.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a Nacho Live concert in August 2021. How are you doing, Marissa?
Marissa, we should just say to the audience watching, you're a great friend of ours, and you are living in Los Angeles now. And I guess you were planning to come back to Berlin, but that got put off, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I'm stuck in LA, and it looks like, I don't think I'm going to be alive this year. So that's pretty tricky and upsetting, but here we are.
I'm sure. Is that the bone you wanted to pick?
Yeah, no, I think my bone with myself is that I'm sort of lazy, but then I get mad at myself for being lazy instead of just like doing the work. I feel like probably a lot of people go through this.
Yeah.
And it feels silly to say it out loud because you're like, oh, come on, there's a clear solution to this. But there isn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it's also not only like a solution of like being proactive and stop doing that, but also like I think the solution is like being patient with yourself as well, right? Some of the things you do like are really hard and require a lot of like effort and creativity and like emotion. So you gotta take it easy on yourself, you know?
Oh my God, I love that this bone to pick is turning into self-help and self-care.
Yeah. Well, that's that. I want to thank you for that because instead of picking a bone with one of us, which maybe you do or do not have a bone to pick with one of us, you turned it on yourself, and I'm really that's very inspiring, I think. And in terms of what
I heard you guys say that you wanted to hear bones with ourselves. I didn't know we were supposed to pick bones with you all.
It's just bones in general. This is our stream yard, right? We're all together in one backyard, and there's a lot of buried bones, whether they're ours or other people's.
Can you put one of those messages that says like bones or like bring us your bones or welcome to bones?
I mean, all I have is Michelle with one L saying there must be a third bone.
Great.
It's a great title for something, I feel like.
So do you have, Marissa, any additional bones, either with us or with anybody? Or any bones to
Let's just do it. I really like that that Trevor occasionally is like, hey, how are you doing? Like, I know times are shit. And then I'll write him like 5 paragraphs and then I won't hear back from him at all. And then I'm like, oh, I feel really bad for writing so much back to Trevor. Like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe Trevor's having a hard time too. And maybe I just like downloaded or uploaded a bunch of stuff to the Trevor.
I think Marissa, you're doing it again. You're turning the bone on yourself. I think you had a legitimate bone against Trevor. And
this is a legitimate bone. So far with this show, Michelle has had a very legitimate bone with me, and Marissa has a very legitimate bone with me. This is true. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know exactly what you were talking about. It is something I think that comes back to, like, I have a natural impulse always to reach out, and then I feel like maybe I exchange a couple messages, but then I don't know what happens with me. I drop off the face of the earth, and I do this with a lot of people. So it's definitely not anything related to just you, Marissa. I can promise you that. This is something that I do, and this is a very good bone to pick. This would bug me if I was on the receiving end of this.
Yeah, I think as Nacho said, it has become a bone with myself as well, because I'm quite guilty of the same. Like, I do want to know how people are doing, but at the same time, I feel, and maybe this is where you're coming from as well, like, I feel very exhausted by keeping up with social interactions via social media or just being on my phone. And I do actually notice that I am much healthier when I just forget that I even have a phone.
Yeah.
So I'm like constantly going back and forth between like wanting to know how my friends are, but then also being like, I don't want to exist in a space with other people in it.
Which the virtual space with other people.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when we could see each other in person, I was like 99% of the time out with other people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think, Marissa, now that I think about it, I think I have a similar bone with somebody that I don't want to name, but like somebody just contacted me like in WhatsApp, sent me a WhatsApp after months of not talking with them. And then like I answer, and they take like 1 day to answer the message that I sent. And then I answer back, and then they take another day. And it's like, I feel like, were you interested in talking to me, or weren't you interested in talking to me? Because I feel like a message of once a day is like more of an email kind of rate. So, so I guess I got a bone with that.
Yeah, it's also difficult sometimes too, because I know for me, sometimes somebody will send me a really nice message. For example, Prob sent me a super nice message a while ago, like 3 weeks ago, and it took me like 2 weeks to get back to him. And I think part of me didn't respond because I was like, oh, it's such a nice message. I don't know how to write an equally as nice message given my current state. But I don't know if your friend is as equally thoughtful and kind as me, but lazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I understand this a lot too. And I'm glad we're talking about this, because this is something, I think from airing out bones and from dishing out bones and from calling bones, maybe we can grow new bones and we can make our bones stronger. And
I think like when you grab a bone and you dig it in the yard and put in the bone in the ground, like you have growth. You have a yard. You may have a tree growing over the bone. So
not from the bone, but growing over the bone.
Yeah, what?
Not a tree from the bone, but growing over and around the bone.
Yeah, growing using the material from the bone to make the tree grow. So I guess what I'm saying is that bones can turn into trees.
Yeah, that's what we heard.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, can you put that, Trevor, in a message like bone can turn into trees, please? Thank you. I don't have access to the technology, so Trevor has to do that. So Marissa, thank you so much for calling. Like, it's been really nice to hear your voice, and I hope to see you someday. Oh, thank you.
Yes, nice to see you guys too.
Yeah.
Come back to LA. I'll be here.
Yeah. Well, Marissa, I think based on what we talked about, I owe you some messages, so you will be hearing from me soon.
Oh no, I'm gonna get too many messages from Trevor. What have I done?
No, I don't think you have to worry about getting too many messages.
All right, love you guys. Take care.
Love you too, Marissa. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was very, very nice. So good to hear from people. I know that people are watching from all over the place, and I will now hide your quote. It looks like, Nacho, I don't know how you want to handle this, but we actually have another person waiting, and it's someone who has already called. And I don't know if they have a third bone. Maybe they came back.
Let's bring Dries into the show. Yeah.
So we're gonna welcome back Dries. Dries, welcome back to the show.
I have no more bones.
Okay.
I have no more bones. The bones are gone. I was actually inspired by what Nacho was saying because he wants to make a film. And I've been taking this for a long time. I don't see enough films lately where somebody invents something and then nobody gets it, and in the end they make a speech and then everyone was like,
Okay, let me see if I got it. A film where somebody invents something,
correct,
but nobody gets it, right? And then at the end they go like, no, but like big speech, and then they all go, Is that the film?
That's your pitch?
That's a pitch?
No, that's what I want to see more. I'm not pitching it. I'm just trying to give you I give you a good foundation of I think people want to watch this. I'm not going to call my friends right now and ask what they think, but it's just gut feeling.
Yeah. So what comes to mind when I hear this idea is the film from the Coen brothers, The Hudsucker Proxy. Are you familiar with this film, Dries?
Yes.
So this feels like the genre that this is basically. I guess it's like 1950s New York or something like that, and Tim Robbins plays a guy who invents the hula hoop, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he invents it for some big massive corporation, and I can't remember much beyond that, but this is, I guess, a reference point for your film.
Yeah, and maybe when it comes to the speech, I'm taking Scent of a Woman.
I haven't seen Scent of a Woman, so I'm not sure what the speech is in that film.
Hoo-ha! You gotta get this hula hoop. You get it now. Hoo-ha! That's where you're going?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Great. So then, Nacho, my pitch for you for your film. If you have a notebook, are you jotting this down? Make sure you don't forget it.
Yeah.
So based on Dries' pitch of this kind of a thing, or not a pitch, but something he'd like to see more of, you're going to have Al Pacino, okay, and he's going to be inventing. Let's see, the bongo drum. No, you don't like it? Okay.
Okay, so let me pitch. So Al Pacino invents the power bank, and nobody gets it for 3 years.
For at least 3 years, no one gets it. Everyone gets one for Christmas.
Yeah, everybody gets a power bank for Christmas. They just put it in a drawer, and nobody gets it because you don't have things to give power to. You know.
Yes. Until one day, our protagonist realizes that the only person they need to give power to is themselves.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Something needs to happen. Like they give this power bank to somebody else, just because they are a very generous person, and then this somebody else loses it. Right? That's the knot. That's the knot of the film, right?
It has like this based on a true story kind of like feel to it.
It does have a true story.
We'll have to do some research as to who's lived this experience.
Hey, just a question: if you bring this up in like an experimental film class, do they allow this, or do they think it's too experimental?
I think if anything, they might consider that it's not experimental enough.
Oh,
it's quite a narrative. Based film.
It's too narrative. Yeah. It has to transmit more like concepts or things, or it has to say things.
So what is the because I'm thinking about a speech, right? So what is like the experimental like translation of a speech? in an experimental film?
Well, of course, it would be through visual speech. So it would be a montage of images, presented very fast with music and sounds, and a really, like a very psychedelic collage almost, which Nacho actually it's pretty much his signature thing for films, actually. So this is your pitch fits quite well with what Nacho's wheelhouse is.
Yeah, I think it's kind of up my alley. So I think I might do something like this. Speech. How can you give the concept of a speech in film without the actual speech, right?
And then when people clap, like, what do you do then? I mean, like, I did not take this class. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what, like, can you film people clap?
Can a film people clap? Like, I think the film or the people watching the film, Dries?
No, is it experimental enough to film people clap? That's maybe. Is this? I think that is my question.
Film people clapping. Oh yeah. That's wonderful. I agree with that. That's a great way of showing like somebody has just given a speech, in a way, right?
I think so. Or done stand-up comedy, or
yeah, you can do the whole speech from the perspective of the audience. Maybe you can look at some shots of eyes that are very attentive and like people thinking, like some close-ups of people thinking, and then you can cut into like people clapping, and different ways of people clapping, like a montage of people clapping. I think clapping is a good thing for montages.
I feel a lot of experimental film is montage, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just concluding.
Well, Dries, I appreciate that. I think you've given Nacho something really strong to work with for his class.
I think it's very strong, Dries. And I mean, yeah, thank you so much for this speech. I think it's very strong and it really contributes to my work week. I just want to remind people that are watching our show, just like every show, to keep calling Dries at his job.
Yes. Thank you, Nacho. Yes. Please call Dries.
I knew it.
And complain and say that one of us, Nacho, rules and I drool, or vice versa, because as we know, this is the code to get underneath Dries' skin. So, well, thank you, Dries, for calling back in. I appreciate that. Very, very helpful. So we're gonna do this, and then we have very little time left, and we finally, coming in at the last minute, we have myself once more. So let's see if they fix their audio problems. Let's see. Hello, Trevor.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I have a bone to pick with you, and I do need to excuse. I'm coming from the future, and it's difficult to communicate from the future. That's why my audio was having issues before.
Okay, that's understandable.
He is Trevor. Your screen just turned off.
Wow.
Like he's there.
Well,
he's there.
Who is this? Who are you?
It's Trevor.
I think that means my computer might have done.
What the hell? Oh my God.
This is exactly the bone I had to pick with you, Trevor. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to warn you earlier to make sure that your computer wouldn't turn off and you wouldn't embarrass us in the live stream.
Embarrass us?
Oh my God, you're late. You tell
Yes.
So how does this time traveling through streams work? I'm very curious. Is this going to be a thing in the future that you can use?
It is.
Time travel?
Right now you're using HTTPS, right? In the future, you're going to use FPT.
Oh, Trevor, can we check that in the link? Can you bring up the link to see that's what we're doing?
It's not going to work for you. It only works for me in the future to travel into the past.
Yeah, but I want to check. We're using HTTPS. Trevor, can you check that?
Yes, I was just.
Can we check it?
The link we're using HTTPS. That's correct. Yeah.
/streamyard.com/7kx3qvscpcp. So you're saying you're logging into that, but you're logging with a different HTTP thing?
With a different protocol, that's correct.
Wow.
Well, Trevor,
I'm too late. My bone to pick is that you embarrassed us by having the screen turn off in the middle of the stream. You don't know this yet, but it's gonna cost you. There's gonna be consequences to that.
Effect kind of thing.
That's exactly right. It's a butterfly effect thing.
True.
You don't know this, but in a few months, someone will find this live stream, and they're going to be so close to hiring you for one of the biggest jobs of your life, and then they will watch and they'll see that screen and they'll say, you know what? We can't hire him anymore.
Trevor, from the future, can I ask you when from the future you're calling from? I think it's a good point of reference.
Sure. I'm calling from the 13th of June, 2023.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
3 years
Not
from
that
now.
far ahead.
Wait.
3 years. Yeah.
Forget about the screen. Let's give everybody in this stream a scoop of what's going to happen in 3 years then.
Yeah.
So what's 2023 like, Trevor?
We're all living underground, and that is why we have developed an internet protocol that allows us to travel through time to streams that either don't exist yet or that exist in the past.
Okay, so this is similar.
Pretty good to me.
Yeah. So this is like begs the question, like, I guess that you answered now, like, if you could time travel through streams, like, when would you go and what would you do, right? You can't stream back into killing Hitler, I guess. So you went back into stopping Trevor from getting his screen turned off.
Which apparently must be the next most important thing on the list.
That's it. And I've realized the fallacy of time travel. If I had not attempted to call in the first place and messed it up because of my volume issues, then the screen would never have turned off. Oh my God.
You messed it up.
This is all my fault.
Wait, Trevor. I don't get you. I have one question. It's just that in the future, these donations that we're doing tonight, they're worth it,
yes.
Right? Like, they're worth it?
Are they worth it to you right now?
Are they worth it to the world? I mean, these donations that people are matching to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute COVID-19 Relief Fund, are they worth it?
Well, it's a temporary thing that is certainly worth it. What we're hoping for is that we won't need donations in the future because charity is only a tool of capitalism. But clearly, we need to support these institutions, and I'm glad you're doing it. It's the only thing that gives me joy now is thinking back on all the money that I gave to organizations that needed it 3 years ago.
Well, it makes me feel good now too, and it's the least that I can do. I feel like so.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, thank you for tuning in, like, from 2023. I want to say, if there is any Nacho from the future listening, I don't know. Maybe I'm not there in the future, or like I don't have that special protocol.
You're living on Mars, Nacho. You left to Mars. Yes, you made friends with Elon Musk, and it broke our friendship completely. And then you got to go to Mars.
Ah, that's cool. I could do films there.
Well, Nacho, if your future version calls in, I guess it'll have to be next time because I think we are at the end of the show. So.
Oh, we are. Okay.
So, Trevor, I just want to say thank you for calling and your concerns. You did apparently make the wrong decision, though, because you did cause harm to the future, I believe, by calling in.
Yes, I'm now realizing why I'm ostracized in the future.
Yes,
and it's all my fault.
This is very sad news to me, of course, but thank you for calling in.
And for me.
So I guess this brings us to the end of our show then.
That's the end of our show, Trevor. It's been a pleasure being here in the yard and picking up bones, planting some bones, turning bones into trees.
It's been fruitful. I have learned a lot about things that I need to fix in my life. For one, I need to repay people who I owe money to within a timely manner for something that they generously donated to me. And then not my own fault, it got lost. And then also when I do a nice thing and reach out to friends who I'm hoping to hear are okay, and then they respond with a wealth of information and messages, and I don't reciprocate that. I need to work on that.
That's cool.
I've learned a lot about myself.
You also need to fix your screen.
I also need to fix my screen. I think it was just my computer turning off.
Yeah.
So, and Nacho, you have a great experimental film you can work on now.
Yeah, I got to do this. This clapping montage. I think it's a cool thing. I think it can also be fixed up with some nice music, some nice rhythm. Okay, I'm getting a call.
Yeah, I think that's the end of our show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
If you're calling in, it's the end of our show.
Thank you so much. Make sure you go to Comedy Cafe Berlin. If you're in Berlin, go there during the weekends. It's open for drinks, open right now. We're on the big screen there. And you can also go to the website. There are classes that are, I believe there's some available signups. And you can also donate to the theater if you want. Or, as I mentioned before, you can match my donation, $25 to the Marsha B. Johnson Institute COVID Relief Fund. So, thank you, everyone. And I want to agree with one of our people. This was good content.
Bye-bye.
Bye.